So in this video, I want to talk to you about doing things unorthodox. I posted a video a while back saying that I do things differently, and I don't really talk about it much because just the internet would go bonkers on it. But on this one, I want to talk to you about a specific vehicle that we worked on and the process that I went through. And a lot of you would be like, wow, that's wrong. But I still was able to complete the vehicle in a very short amount of time and get amazing results. But first, my friend Mike was on scene at the time. I've posted this on Instagram, but if you haven't had a chance to look at it, look at this cool 60-second clip of us working. I know, super awesome. He's a super talented guy. So if you want to check out his Instagram, he has like work with like DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, Lance Armstrong, a bunch of boxers, MMA. So if you want to check out some cool content, follow him on Instagram. So let's talk about that customer. And remember, if you want the guide to the ultimate guide to start your detailing business, check the description box down below. 10,000 plus words, free for you, on everything you need to get your business started. I personally wrote it. I think it's pretty good. So check it out down below. So with this vehicle, the Subaru, and the footage I'm gonna show you, unfortunately, it's shot in RAW, meaning it's not gonna have like, it's not gonna look colorful because you're supposed to shoot it in RAW, then bring it into your editing software, edit it, correct it, and then it's supposed to look really good. I'm too lazy to even figure that out, so it's gonna look like kind of grayish because there's no color to it, because that's the purpose of shooting it in RAW. Disregard all of that, but the Subaru that we worked on, it was like, so it was a wash and a wax, right? But when I was gonna do the wash and wax, you just knew that you weren't gonna get anything out of it. Like the paint was just too swirled. There was so many holograms, so many scratches from improper drying, that it just, like, me doing a wash and wax, like applying a wax to this is not gonna make a difference. Like, you're still gonna see all of this nasty imperfections in the paint. And it didn't feel right just putting a wax on it. So my next step would be like, okay, well, I could do a quick one step. And again, we had three vehicles. We had a big truck, that Corvette, and then this the Subaru. And the Subaru had to leave like in 2 hours. And this was a set, and we didn't know that until we were done with the Corvette, and then we started on the Subaru. Had we known that, we would have started on the Subaru first, then moved on throughout the vehicles. And again, it was a basic interior on all of them, and then a wash and wax on all of them. I think we were there for about like 10 hours in total. And so my thought process was like, okay, I don't want to do just a wash and wax because the results simply aren't going to be there. I'm not going to be happy with it. And like, I know I can, like, Subaru typically, like, at least in my experience, they're easy to work with in terms of they finish down pretty quick. So I was like, okay, let me do a test spot with this all-in-one. It was Meguiar's D151 with a yellow mild polishing pad. And I was like, okay, let me see if like this one little section comes out decent with just a quick one step. And I did a test spot, and I was like, oh, this came out really well. I'm talking about like 75 to 80% corrected with literally like a quick, simple pass. Look better?
A little bit. Actually, no, that looks way better.
Right, like nothing, like I wasn't there like going normal arm speed. I quickly went through it to see what I would get off, and it was like very favorable results in a very short time frame. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna skip the roof because again, like, I'm not gonna charge anymore. I just want to see if I can do this with this process. Like, I'm still technically waxing it because it's an all-in-one, so it's cutting to some degree, right? It's removing some light imperfections, but in this one, it's removing 70 to 80% of them. And I'm still applying that wax. So I'm gonna keep the price the same because, you know, they're giving me so much work. I think we made like 800 bucks that day. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. All right. So we already had that time constraint in our head, right? Me and Anthony, we already had that time constraint. This is the second vehicle we were working on. And so I was like, all right, look, you keep on doing all these small details, right? Like finish the wheels, tires, dress it, dry it, door jams and all that jazz. I'm gonna just quickly run through the whole side of the vehicle, meaning like everything except the roof. And I'm gonna polish it out, like really quick polish it out. So in total, to polish everything out was about, I want to say at max, like maxing it out was like 20 minutes. And I think I only went through 3 pads. And I was breaking all the protocols that you usually go through with polishing paint, which is like slow R movement, 2x4 section, comfortable. No, like I was doing like huge strokes because I just wanted to improve the paint by however much I can. Like anything that I did would improve the overall results from the current condition. And because I wasn't gonna charge more and I wanted to get it done quick, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna see how fast I can do this. And I wasn't literally like, you know, being careless. No. I was still moving with intention on how I was going about the vehicle. But I think I only used 3 pads, and I was doing like long long motions because I knew like from the test spot, like it didn't take no work to get it to like a 75% correction. And it came out great. I mean, they were ecstatic about the results because it was such a night and day difference between what it was, that those 20 minutes of work, and then the finished product. Now, don't get me wrong, like I didn't go and like get every single like, you know, edge that I could. Like I was working the bulkier sections. So like the door panel, I'd get like, you know, the main section, the sides, but like probably like the bottom portion close to the trim, if it had trim. I wasn't really touching that part, but you know, again, it was free. I didn't charge more. It was a night and day difference. The customer was like, the parents and the daughter were just completely amazed by the vehicle, and it was black at that. So like, you know, anything that you do to it is gonna look really good because it's black as well. So they were ecstatic about it, and we still finished it well within the time frame that we needed to. We gave it to them and they were off, and the next, like that following day, she was leaving back to like Canada or something. So it, like, you know, no problem whatsoever. So like, the lesson to you guys is that sometimes you're just gonna have to break the rules on what you do and just try something different. Again, like given the situation and the circumstance that I was in me, I was like, okay, look, I'm not gonna charge more, I'm not gonna take long, it's gonna look way better. It's not a big deal if I do my own thing here. You know, you're not gonna do this when someone's paying you $1,000 for a correction and coating, and you're gonna be like, let me finish it in like 20 minutes. No, that's not where you apply that type of mentality. But you know, when you're in certain circumstances, just, you know, adapt to what you can do given the situation that you're in. Like I couldn't be there and be like, okay, I'm gonna do a 2-step correction. Okay, but like, can I really do that in under 3 hours? No, it's like, it's gonna take a while. So like, that's just the best thing I could do. It's just, given the situation, if you have to adapt to it, adapt. This, you know, that doesn't mean you're gonna cut corners. Was I cutting corners? I don't know, was I? Because I was fitting it towards the situation. And again, like, it wasn't like I was like, I dropped the pad, it saw, you know, there's the debris on it, let me get back on the paint. It was nothing like that. It was literally 3 pads, the entire vehicle, 20 minutes, I polished it down, it looked so much better. Unfortunately, I don't have footage because, again, I was moving pretty quickly, and Mike didn't really know what was going on in terms of like what I was doing. He was just kind of trying to get his B-roll. So I don't have much footage of like much of the corrections because I wasn't the one filming, it was just him. And it takes a lot of work. Like that 1-minute clip that you saw in the beginning, that takes a lot of work. Like all those shots that you saw was him telling me, hey, okay, spray it now. hey, okay, go to the right now. Like I would stop. He would tell me what to do. I would do it, and like for the camera, and then he'd go and edit it. But when you're watching it, it looks like I'm just working, but I'm not. Like I'm literally waiting for him to tell me, okay, go, and then I go, and then he'd be like, okay, wait. I'd be like, okay, wait. He'd be like, okay, do it again. All right, I'll do it again.
Just pull it. Okay.
Slow?
Just pull it regular. Yeah.
So when you're actually filming it, like when you're actually shooting like some cinematography, it does take a lot longer. So when we were working, I was just working and he was just kind of there. He left and then he got some footage and whatever. So I didn't get all that footage. My apologies on that part. And again, it's shot in RAW, so it's not looking all like colorful and stuff. But I thought I'd share this with you just because it's just one example of like, yeah, like, you're not always gonna have to follow the exact thing. And just to give you another example, I remember I think it was a video that I posted here on this YouTube channel, and it was about me. I cleaned the wheels and tires first, and no, I'm sorry, I washed the vehicle first, and then I cleaned the wheels and tires. And I remember some people left a comment of like, dude, why in the heck are you washing the vehicle first? Don't you know you're supposed to whatever? And they were telling me the reasons on why you're supposed to wash the wheels and tires first and then wash the vehicle. And of course, you don't want the splatter from the wheels and tires to get on the paint. If you wash the vehicle first, then you're just kind of putting dirt back onto the paint. I totally get that. But in that video, I only had about like 40 minutes of shade. And once that shade is gone, it's just pure sun beating down on the vehicle the entire time. So my process on that was, while I got the whole vehicle in the shade and it's not being interrupted by heat or the sun, meaning when I use the water, it's not gonna dry, I can work longer, I can do all that jazz. Let me knock out the wash first because it's in the shade, it's not hot, there's no heat on it, the sun's not hitting on me. Let me knock out the paint first. Then by the time I'm done with the wash and I start on the wheels, the shade is completely gone. The sun is beating down on me, but I'm no longer worried about the paint and I only have to focus about the wheels. And that's way easier to manage when it's hot and the sun is beaming on you versus having to wash the vehicle when it's hot and the sun is beaming on you. So given that situation, I just have to change it up because it'd be easier if I did things unorthodox given the situation that I was in. And that's really what I'm trying to point out here. Just given the situation that you're in, if you have to do something different that isn't typically what you usually do, even that you know you're supposed to do it this way, you know, sometimes you just have to do it. Again, this isn't being like unethical, right? Like this doesn't mean you're gonna like, you know, be shady with your customer or do anything like that. No, like you're still doing what you have to do, but just in a different order sometimes. So I'll end the video right here. I think I was talking pretty fast in the beginning. I kind of caught myself. So my apologies if I was rambling too quick. That happens quite often. I've gotten better. If you go back to the first videos that I created, I would talk really fast, like really fast. So now I just talk semi-fast. And sometimes I'll catch myself and I'll just talk fast. But yeah, anyhow, okay. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns down below in the comment section. Let me know if you've ever been in a situation like that where you just had to do something different. Share your story with me down below. Check the guide in the description box for the ultimate guide to start your detailing business. And now I may or may not make another video right now with this new Sunjo that I got. So I gotta try that one out. But we'll see. I'll see you on the next one.